Okay, we're going to do a little water test here on 276 Cobalt. And this one has a dirty bottom because she's been sitting in the Potomac River for about the last 2 months. But that won't slow her down but so much. As you can see, we're in the late fall. We're on the Occoquan River, which is a branch in the Potomac River. Working in about 10, 12 feet of water. I'm going to talk about a few things before we take her up on plane and show you how to do that. First of all, the customer customized this boat a little bit, as they all do. For example, down here, you put a full-function mic ship-to-shore radio made by Ray Marine, and then that hooks up to a plug in the bulkhead, and the brain box is hidden away. That keeps it nice and compact. And then we use a 6-foot solid core antenna. Up front, he got the bow filler cushion option, so the forward filler cushion is in place. And you also see he's got a rod holder up there. He does a little fishing out of this boat, but what that's for is he has a grill that he operates up at the bow of the boat. So we're going to, anyway, those are some things that we can do. We try and tailor and customize the package to each customer and how they're going to use their boat. Just on the premise that the more excuses you give somebody to use a boat, the more they'll use it. Let's see, just quick talking about the dash, trim gauge up and down, oil pressures on a bar graph, water temperatures on a bar graph, fuel gauge, then depth, air, water, and volt. And then this is your depth, your speedometer, which who cares. And then this is your tachometer, and then built-in electronic compass. And then down here we have our GPS operating. And what I'm going to try and do is give you speed over ground when we're operating the boat. So we'll let the GPS settle out, and whatever it says is what we'll go by, not by the speedometer. Sally, what we're going to do is you just keep an eye on the back there. Now when that makes a clean V, the boat is on plane. So what we're going to do is we'll take her to wide open throttle until we get a clean V, and then we'll back her off to cruise speed. Okay, here we go. Miles an hour on the speedometer and 31 miles an hour on GPS. This is with a Volvo Penta 8.1 GI duo prop bow drive, 375 horsepower. So I'm just puttering along here at 3,200 RPM. So we're going to have a wide open throttle of about 4,600. And I'll quick open her up while we're here in Prop Valley just to show you that. But mainly what I'm trying to show you right now is the 30 miles an hour. I can pretty much use a conversation with no voice. It's nice and quiet. How tight this boat can turn. So we're in a 30 mile an hour turn. I've trimmed the drive unit down to make sure that we don't cavitate or suck air. Rough day, but as you can see, a 30-mile-an-hour turn in this boat did not skid out. This boat has all kinds of handling capability, and that's because of Cobalt's hull design, which I outlined in an earlier video when I sent the customer directly. We'll turn her in my direction, and that'll give you a different perspective. Taking it up to 40 miles an hour and really hot dog and laid her up on her side, but I don't think I have to do that here just to show you all. I don't want to throw my wife out of the boat just to show you all that the boat handles better than most other boats. Well, any other boat, to tell you the truth. It really handles well. Now, I have trim tabs on this boat, but I'm not going to try that. I'm just going to get my drive all the way down and see how slow I can play it. Nicely, 2,400 RPMs at 18.6 miles per hour, 18.5 miles an hour. Take a look at the wake back there, Sally. She's just riding like a doll, baby. Drop my trim tabs halfway down. Trim tabs halfway down. 2,200 RPM, about 14 miles an hour. And you see how that rooster tail pops up when the boat's going that speed, and that's why you need the high towing point that the Cobalt has. This would be a nice speed to be throwing down. RPMs at 23 miles an hour. That's how I like to run my old inboard runabout that I bought when I was 16. It's about as relaxing as it gets. So anyway, I hope that this gave you some feel for how a 276 Cobalt performs. I think it does everything you want it to do. Thanks so much for your time.